What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be talking about equivalent fractions and comparing fractions. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post any new videos. So now let's get started. Equivalent fractions. What do we mean by equivalent fractions? They have the same value even though they may look different. For example, 1/2, 2/4, 3/6, and 4/8 are all equivalent fractions. How do we make fractions equivalent? By multiplying. So here we have an example which is 1/3, and we want to make an equivalent fraction. So we're going to be multiplying by 2. And remember, whatever we multiply the numerator, we have to multiply by the denominator. So 1 times 2 equals to 2, and 3 times 2 equals to 6. So 1/3 and 2/6 are both equivalent fractions. Comparing fractions. How do we compare fractions? There are two main ways to compare fractions, using same numerator or using the same denominator. For example, which is bigger, 3/8 or 3/12? So these two fractions have the same numerator. So if they're the same numerator, then the smaller denominator is the greater fraction. So here we have 3/8 and 3/12, and so I said that if they're the same numerator, then we have to compare the denominator, and the smaller denominator is the bigger fraction. So here 3/8 is greater than 3/12. Okay, now here's an example of the same denominator. Okay, so here we have 4/9 and 5/9. So if they're the same denominator, then we will compare the numerator, and the bigger numerator will be the bigger fraction. So we have 4/9 and 5/9. So which one is greater? Yes, 5/9, because if we have the same denominator, then we will compare the numerator, and the bigger numerator will be the bigger fraction. When the denominators are not the same, we need to make them the same by using equivalent fractions. If the numerator and denominator are different, then use the butterfly method. But how do we use the butterfly method? Now I'll show you. So we have 2/6 and 4/8. So first of all, we will draw the multiplication sign between the two fractions. Then we'll put a circle around 4/6, and then we'll multiply. So 4 times 6 equals 2. Yes, it equals to 24. Now do the same for the other side, and we'll draw a circle around 2 and 8, and then we'll multiply 2 times 8. So 2 times 8 equals 2. Yes, it equals to 16. Then we will check the numbers. So we have 24 and we have 16. So we will see which number is greater. So of course 24 is greater than 16. So 4/8 is greater than 2/6. So now we know that 4/8 is greater than 2/6. Now let's test your understanding. Fill in the equivalent fractions below. here we have 3/4, and we have this fraction, and it has a missing numerator. So try to find out what is the missing numerator in this picture and in this picture. I'm going to give you a little time to think, and you can also pause the video for extra time. Okay, now let's reveal the answer. So here, in the first question, it is 3/4, and there is a missing numerator, 8. So the answer is 6. Did you get it right? If you did, then well done. Okay, now let's answer the second one. Okay, so here we have 2/3, and there's a missing numerator, and the denominator is 9. Do you know what's the answer? Let's see. Yes, the answer is 6. Well done if you got it correct. Okay, we have 7 Emirates in UAE. So the question is, what's the fraction of the Emirate Dubai by the 7 Emirates? It is kind of complicated, so I will say the answer one more time. I will say the question one more time. So we have 7 Emirates in UAE. Okay, so what is the fraction of the Emirate Dubai by the 7 Emirates? If you need more time to think, you can pause the video. Okay, now let's reveal the answer. Okay, so the answer is 1/7. Well done. Okay, now answer these questions. In the first picture, is it A, 2/3, B, 6/10, or C, 7/9? Okay. Now I'll reveal the answer. And the answer is B, 6/10. Well done. Now the next question. Is it A, 6/8, B, 1/4, or C, 5/7? Okay, now let's reveal the answer. And the answer is A, 6/8. Now let's play this game. I will send the link in the description below. Okay. Now, what did we learn today? Today we learned about equivalent fractions. And equivalent fractions name the same amount but have different numerators and denominators. They are sometimes called equal fractions. And we also learned about comparing fractions. And remember, if it's the same numerator, then the smaller denominator is the greater fraction. So here, 2/3 is greater than 2/5 because because 2/3 has the smaller denominator. Now, if it's the same denominator, the larger numerator is the greater fraction. So here 2/5 is greater than 3/5 because 3/5 has a larger numerator than 2/5. And if there are different numerators and denominators, then we'll use cross multiply, also known as butterfly method. Stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.